So Sonic the Hedgehog 4 has got everyone excited, especially with the massive success that was Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I mean, we all love that movie. It was great. But is there cause for concern for Sonic 4? Well, part of me feels that there is, and let me explain by that. So Amy Rose is showing up. Inherently, there's no cause for concern, right? Well, it is current year. So why would that be a problem? Well, let me explain. So people have decided that this character that with a long-standing history, going back to the classic games, is a problem. And what I mean by that is every time you look at Sonic 4 prediction videos and stuff like that, or even just articles, just Google Amy Rose. You have these articles on top of articles of people just complaining about the character, how she's problematic, how we're excited to see Amy Rose, right? We're really excited to see Amy. Yes, she's a long-standing character. She has great history. And I've heard videos of people saying, and I am so excited for Amy Rose, but she has a problematic history. And basically they list all of her traits, like that she's in love with Sonic and everything like that. I'm like, so then you're not a fan of, how can you be excited for this character and then want to throw away all of the aspects of the character from the movie? They'll be like, oh, I really love Amy, but I don't want a love interest for Sonic. But that's what she was when she was introduced. She was a fangirl of Sonic. And people, you could look, here's the thing. It's perfectly legitimate. She could be annoying in some adaptations. Absolutely. And if you want to dial down or change the way the fangirling is handled, that's fine. But to remove her being a Sonic the Hedgehog fangirl is just to change the character so fundamentally. Is she even Amy anymore? So let's go back to the end credit scene. So in the end credit scene, she shows up in wearing a hood. She's not wearing her headband or her dress, and she smashes a bunch of Metal Sonics with a hammer. Now, I was kind of like, wow, they really beat Metal Sonic easily, but I'm still willing to look past it. But we don't see really Amy's personality at all. And this leads people to question, okay, is she going to be a fundamentally different character? Is she going to be Amy in name only? I certainly hope not. But a lot of people's fears, given like trends with female characters recently, is there's almost this insecurity from writers. Like they have to overcompensate and make them really good at everything and make them belittle the men. And it comes from a really weird insecurity in writing, like I have no problem writing female characters. In fact, I'm launching a book right now with some, and there's no problem inherently with women beating the men or being better. Again, the cover of my latest comic book has that. The problem is that a lot of these writers write from a place of inferiority, write from a place of almost like they're embarrassed of it and they have to change it. Like they're embarrassed of, and I just hope that the writers of this movie don't do that. They don't, make it seem like, oh man, Amy was never as fast as Sonic or as popular as Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow in some cases. So we need to overcompensate and make her this tough badass with a hammer who's just takes no crap. She doesn't even like Sonic. We don't want that. I want Amy Rose. So Amy Rose is not some weakling. Like, yes, she was first kidnapped by Metal Sonic in her first appearance, which is a fundamental difference, right? In this version, she's smashing Metal Sonic in her first appearance. In the game, she gets kidnapped by Metal Sonic in her first appearance. But that doesn't inherently mean that it's a betrayal of the source material, as long as the character herself is still intact, even if she's introduced under differing circumstances, right? So my hope, here's ideally what I want. I want her to still be in love with Sonic. She could be less annoying if she wants, or if it's annoying, you could lean into the joke. Like, it could be funny if she's a badass in battle, but she's still a fangirl of Sonic. Like, I talked about this in another video, but what if she smashes those Metal Sonics, she does this, and then she goes, yes, I got it. Oh my God, Sonic, I'm such a big fan. I'm so glad. Are you okay? So she could have like multifaceted layers to her where she's still in love with Sonic, but she also kind of her weakness almost, but it's also her strength because she's driven by love, is like her love for Sonic, right? There's no reason why you can't have both. I've seen a lot of YouTubers be like, I don't want any romance in this movie at all. I think some people even said it's like misogynistic inherently for her to be a love interest. So apparently having a love interest or being a love interest is misogynistic, which is just like beyond stupid. No. I think Amy should still be a girly girl who could handle herself in combat. I mean, she's always been a hothead. She's always been more than capable as a fighter. Especially, I was going to say in recent years, but even then, no, 2005 was Sonic Heroes, right? She was able to fight in that game. So I just don't really see anything that fundamentally broken about the character. The one thing you could criticize is that she could be a little too annoying with her love for Sonic. But like the criticism I've seen of the character in recent years and by these like games journalists is like basically she's bad because she's a love interest and because she has a love for Sonic. And I'm like, I don't see the problem with that at all. I really don't. And I'm just afraid they're gonna fix what isn't broken. By fix it, I mean fundamentally change Amy. Here's what Amy is. Amy is extremely compassionate. In fact, in Sonic Adventure 2, she's the one that kind of triggers the transformation for Shadow to turn good. She's not even playable in that game, right? She still contributes a lot to the plan. She even when she's not fighting, that's another thing. She doesn't have to be fighting to contribute. She could be. She's an empathetic voice. She's a great leader. She's a protective figure for characters like Cream. She's protective of her friends like Sonic. In Sonic Adventure, you know, she's caring for the bird. That there's a lot of dimension to this character that we're now being almost gaslit into saying was never good at all. And she's also a girly girl who likes dresses. I hope they add the dress and the headband because right now she doesn't feel like Amy Rose. Maybe, again, I have other videos talking about this in theories, but maybe she'll be like kind of a survivor character when she's introduced, but deep down she wants to be that. Maybe by the end of the movie, she'll go through an arc where she puts the headband on or wears a dress, or hell, maybe there's a shopping mall sequence. Maybe Maddie takes her on a girls' trip. There's a million directions they could go, but I hope Amy is still the girly girl who then just when her loved ones are threatened, because that's when she fights. She fights when her loved ones are threatened, like, or when she's angry at Sonic, she takes out the hammer. That's who Amy is. Is she someone who is sweet deep down, but when she gets pissed, she is a force to be reckoned with. And that's who Amy is. And there's nothing problematic about that. So please, to the filmmakers making this, don't cater to these non-fans. Like, these are people that, and I've talked about this before, just want to see a girl. Like, the reason they're excited for Amy showing up is because they're like, oh, yes, this prominent female character, but here's what she should be. They want basically a girl so that they could form their version of what a strong female character should be. They don't actually care about Amy specifically. I want Amy, you know, and it's this weird kind of culture we live in where like every character that's a minority or a woman is like an insert box for whatever the writer's politics are. And it's annoying. It's like Amy is Amy, Sonic is Sonic, Tails is Tails, Knuckles is Knuckles. Keep it that way, right? Portray Amy as Amy. That doesn't mean you can't take liberties with the character in certain areas, but there's nothing like they're talking about her in such a like almost hateful way where it's like, I love the character except for every aspect of the character. What? Like, it seems like you just are excited for a girl to show up and not excited for Amy to show up. Well, I'm excited for Amy to show up because I actually am a fan of Sonic. So like with the first three movies, my plea to the filmmakers is to make it for the fans of the characters. And you'll win people over to Amy. These naysayers, you'll win them over, all right? The people who want to change Amy's character were never fans of Amy to begin with. And again, you could dial back on the obsessiveness if you want to, but don't remove it at all entirely from the character. Like, there are a lot of people that are like, what if Sonic's in love with Amy and Amy's the one that doesn't care? That's what it should be. Why? Why do you want to change it so fundamentally? Again, I'm fine with shifts in the dynamics. Actually, I'm open to the idea of Sonic being into Amy as well. It would be a good for them to actually have a relationship. I actually like that. I would be fine with that. He doesn't have to just constantly treat her as a nuisance. But don't fundamentally change Amy's character to the point where she's just not even Amy anymore. That's what I'm hoping for. And especially don't do it for such stupid reasons made by people who aren't even fans of the character. That's all I ask. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And hey, by having her be a girly girl who's really into, I don't know, dresses, and I know I'm sounding like I'm listing stuff off, but you know, all the stuff she's into in the games, that could potentially even bring in a new audience. And hell, you could even have a show, an Amy Rose spinoff show, if this character is successful enough, where she can really do her own thing. Don't make her some generic girl boss who just shows up the men constantly. You know, make Amy Amy. That's all. That's all. Basically, keep doing what you've been doing. Just pay respect to the source material. You did great in Sonic 3. I have no reason to doubt you, but I just get worried because I see a lot of these from like Screen Rant. I think I did it in a video, I'm pretty sure, and a bunch of other like YouTubers and journalist outlets doing this stuff, like asking for stuff that just shouldn't be in the movie. They're asking for changes that just shouldn't be there, and it really bothers me. But anyway, I've been talking in circles, so I'm going to end things off there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, what you want them to see done with Amy, what you don't want them to see done with Amy. What do you like most about the character? Let me know. Let's keep things positive, but also what you dislike. Again, I'm open to some changes. I just don't think we should fundamentally fix a character that isn't wholeheartedly broken. If you want to argue there's things that can be adjusted, that's fine. But they talk about her like she's the worst person in the world while also saying they're excited to see her. And to me, it's an inherent contradiction, in my opinion. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Also, if you're curious as to what I do creatively, or if you like the way I talk, then you should check out my comic book, Phenomenova Issue 1. And issue 2 is also coming out, but I'll get to that in a second. So you could read the first 10 pages of my comic book free on a website called Global Comics. And if you like it, you can read the whole thing with the subscription to the website. Or if you don't want to do that, you can pay for the PDF that's just $5. Or you could link off to my website where you could buy a physical copy from there. So let me know what you guys think of that. Link will be in the description. All these links will be in the description. Also, while I'm at it, I do have a campaign for my upcoming comic book, Phenomenova Issue 2, in case you like the first one. Remember how I mentioned that I have no problem with female characters kicking ass? Well, I think that would be evident if you read some of my work. So let me just take a look at that really cool cover for my comic book, Phenomenova Issue 2, right here. There we go. Check it out. So issue 2 follows my main character's training arc, whereas issue 1 is him striking out on his own. And we even get 3 really cool female characters in this book, that being the Phoenix Senshi, who is a veteran superhero that fought during World War III. That's right. In this world, World War III happened and superheroes fought in it. In this book, Phenomenova follows the next generation rising up. And then, of course, we have a member of the title team, Phenomenova, the first one we're introduced to, Estrella, who is deaf and blind, but can sense things through feeling the world around her with her psychic senses called psychometry. And finally, we have Hotline, who is the team's tech support character. We have multiple different covers. You can go ahead and check out the campaign now, or you can check out issue 1. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I've been really enjoying talking about Sonic stuff, and hopefully you guys enjoy it too. And again, let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.